Do you know that out of every 100 fashion brands that are launched, only about 10 survive long term? That means 90% disappear. And that is a bitter reality. So I did some investigation to figure out the reason for such bloodbath. And what I found out are three mistakes that founders do and that no fashion college is teaching. So let me tell you a recent story. A few days ago, I met a young designer. Let's call her Daisy. Now, Daisy had graduated from a fashion college in Delhi, very talented, very passionate, and like many other designers, she had one big dream: my own fashion label. So she did what most founders do. She invested 4 lakh rupees from her saving, designed 20 styles, did a professional photo shoot, launched a beautiful Instagram page. And the launch looked fantastic. All her friends commented, "Wow, this looks amazing. You are the next big designer." And honestly, for the first few weeks, it felt magical. You know that feeling when you launch something and you keep refreshing Instagram every 5 minutes. Did somebody like it? Did someone order? So you know that feeling, right? But 4 months later, something shocking happened. Daisy had sold only 23 pieces. The rest of the garments were lying in that carton. Her savings were gone, and slowly the brand disappeared. Now, here is the uncomfortable truth. Daisy's story is not an unusual story. It is the most common story in fashion entrepreneurship. And all of this happened because of the invisible problem coming from the biggest myths of fashion business. Most people think brands fail because of bad design, and that is almost never the real reason. Fashion brands don't die because of ugly clothes, they die because of bad strategy. So let's break down the three biggest mistakes that destroys fashion startup. So mistake number 1 is designing without demand. Let me ask you something. If you were launching a fashion brand tomorrow, what would you do first? Look for inspiration, choose a category, design clothes, create a logo, shoot Instagram content. Yes, that is the most used template. But here's the problem. Designing without understanding your customer is like writing a love letter without knowing who is this love letter for. So it might be romantic and creative, but this letter is completely useless. Now let's see how successful brands do it. Let's look at Indian brand The Soul Store. They did not start with fashion. They actually start with fans. Marvel fans, anime fans, sitcom lovers. They built a community first and then they sold their merchandise to that community. So the first mistake is when the founders ask, what clothes should I design? The real question is, whom am I designing for? Because if your brand is for everyone, it is actually for no one. Now let's come to mistake number 2. It's called the inventory suicide. Now let's go back to Daisy. When this designer launched her collection, she designed 20 styles, and for each style she produced 50 pieces. Now, whatever was the reason, factory MOQ or her confidence in design, so the total inventory was 50 production pieces for 20 designs equals to 1000 SKUs. Now, imagine if only 4 styles were the best seller. What happens to the other 16 styles? Exactly. They became what I call fashion museum pieces. Beautiful, expensive, but nobody wants them. Now, inventory is the silent killer of fashion businesses. According to an industry discussion with McKinsey, unsold inventory is one of the biggest financial risks in fashion globally. Now, compare that with a successful fashion brand like Snitch. Their approach is very different. They produce small batches first. If something sells, they scale it. If it doesn't sell, they kill it quickly. This is called test and scale. Now, most new designers do the opposite. They produce inventory based on their confidence and research, and confidence can only keep a founder motivated. To run a business, you need strategy. Now, let's come to mistake number 3, which is absence of brand aura. To understand this brand aura, let me ask you a very simple question. Why does a lehenga from Sabyasachi cost 3 to 35 lakh rupees while other beautifully embroidered lehenga sells for 25,000 to 50,000? Is the fabric made in another planet or the thread dipped in gold? Of course not. The difference is that those garments are packed with Sabyasachi brand aura. I call it brand aura packaging. Now, you will ask, what is this brand aura? To understand, let's take Sabyasachi's example again. You will be surprised to know that garments are the last thing that Sabyasachi sells. Customers are actually buying the brand aura that psychologically transforms them into Indian royalties. With this aura, they personally experience Indian opulent culture. This aura also creates signals for their status in society and elevates the entire event into a moment of prestige and cultural grandeur. Then, after all this, comes a beautifully crafted garment. So, you got a hint that a brand or a package is a combination of feeling and material. Now, material can be outsourced, but building that feeling is internal and it requires strategy and consistency. This brand or a package creates brand equity, which is when a customer wants to pay a premium for the same product that they can get in the market. So, if you ask a consumer why they're paying 10 times premium, it will be very difficult for them to answer because aura is a feeling which is difficult to express. But most new brands, they are material focused with shallow philosophy, shallow worldview, and random brand identity. They focus only on good design, avoiding building the brand aura. Of course, good design will build customer excitement and it will bring you revenue. But brand aura building requires designing a perception where the product represents status, emotion, and identity, not just utility. So when a customer doesn't buy that premium product from you, don't be surprised because the customer is feeling just another product. So let's come to the climax of this video now. So what is the real strategy used by successful fashion brands? It is surprisingly simple. Successful brands do not start with products, they start with identity. Going back to Soul Store again, as an example, it actually created the pop culture identity. Snitch brand created fast digital trend identity. Sabyasachi created luxury royal identity. Each brand sells a worldview, not just clothing. Because fashion is not about fabric, fashion is about belonging. And here is the bigger reason that matters. Fashion is one of the most powerful cultural industries in the world. It shapes identity, it shapes confidence, it shapes creativity, and it also shapes entire economies. But if talented designers keep failing because nobody taught them fashion business, we lose something bigger than money. We lose creative potential. So if you're planning to launch a brand, don't just ask, what should I design? Ask a more powerful question. What world am I building? Unfortunately, fashion industry does not reward factories. It rewards brand that stands for something. And the moment you understand that, you stop chasing trend and you start building a legacy.